Oh boy, do we have a special one for you today. Okay, so confession. My favorite show of all time, of any genre, is NBC's Heroes. They debuted in 2007 and ended in, God, I think reborn in 2015. Well, the first series ended in 2010. And the funny thing about that was 2010 wasn't my best year of my life. Gotten into a little bit of trouble. And I was actually going to court that same day that the series got canceled. And I'm like, could this day get any worse? It did. So anyway, I love Heroes. My favorite character, and this is going to be cliche to say, is Sylar. He is the coolest villain of all time. You'll see why. If you don't know who Sylar is, he's played by Zachary Quinto, who would go on to play Spock in the Kelvin timeline movies of Star Trek. And he's, I think the show's Nosferatu. I don't know what channel it comes on, but I think he plays Dracula in that show. I don't know. But yeah, these are the top 10 Heroes characters. Sylar's number one for me. Who I think they're going to pick as number one is probably Peter, because he's the main protagonist. Sylar is the main antagonist-ish until spoilers, bro. Music. I mean, this whole series is great.
This is what you get when
except for season 2 and the first part of season 3.
Extraordinary powers. First-class television, that's what.
This ending saved season 2.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 characters from the TV show Heroes.
My God. Yo.
For this list, we rank the best characters.
I gotta rewatch this.
Sci-fi drama series.
I got the first 3 seasons over there.
And their status as fan favorites.
What's this supposed to prove?
Oh, God.
Number 10, Elle Bishop.
Are you even listening to me?
Yeah.
On the one hand, she's a brilliantly badass character. On the other, hers is one of the most tragic stories in the entire series.
You said you knew all about my ability. Tell me what my dad did to me.
Kristen Bell gives a truly sizzling performance as Elle, who's able
They're gonna
to
explain
generate electricity at the wave of...
I don't think they are. Basically, yeah, she can harness electricity, but she didn't know how to do it very well. So, there's a character on the show called the Haitian, who can erase your memory and block your power, which he was cool too. God, what is his actual name? It starts with an A. Anyway, they would like make her use her powers until she passed out, and then just wipe her memory of it until she got excellent at her powers, which is very tragic. Her father would do that to their kid.
She was brutally experimented on by her father during childhood.
Poor girl.
My father would never let that happen.
It's a great power for destroying things, but it's terrible in terms of maintaining relationships or anything close to a normal life.
You murdered my father!
Yes, I did.
How could you do that to me?
So she's left feeling alone.
Bob really
angry,
didn't...
And sometimes she even gets a little psychotic.
Well, she was defending herself there.
But can anyone blame her?
I know all about your ability, Elle.
You don't know anything about me.
Number 9, Nathan Petrelli.
Is that low on the list?
I don't know. A lawyer and an ambitious politician with his eyes on the White House, Nathan serves as the outspoken leader of the Petrelli clan.
$2 million makes me a candidate in your pocket. $4 million makes me a congressman.
However, underneath his public persona and well-pressed shirt...
Okay. I'm going to be stopping this. I'm sorry, but I have lingering questions that do not have answers. And I'm sure most of you out there who like this show like me and have watched it religiously have the same questions. So, question number 1.
However, underneath his...
This entire scenario right here. Why is Nathan allowed to fly away? I have a theory. Because at first, when I first watched this episode, I'm like, how? In later seasons, when we find out this whole dynamic right here, Mama Petrelli probably was like, okay, let him, because Noah had no clue.
With persona and well-pressed shirts,
That's just
this guy has the
my
ability
theory.
to fly.
I love this. It's like, he's like, hey.
Okay. We don't talk about that
Ever again.
Agreed. Nathan's relationship with his power isn't ever
I like it when the two or more use their powers together. It's cool. Seeing them interact.
changing one. At first, he tries to hide it. Then, he believes it's heaven sent.
I can't let you die. And I can't let everyone else.
Oh, I cried like a baby when this happened. Oh, man.
Either for or against people with powers. So you're never too sure if he's a good guy or a villain.
You need to snap out of it, Peter. See a doctor. Get some drugs.
Get
He
laid.
keeps his cards close to his chest, even if his feet definitely aren't on the ground.
You ready?
Number 8, Mohinder Suresh.
Teleportation, levitation, tissue regeneration. Is this outside
I love Mohinder.
possibility?
Another character whose role in the series drastically changes from start to finish.
Yeah.
Mohinder began the show as a genuinely ordinary person.
And he should have stayed that way.
Get the feeling like you were meant
To do something extraordinary?
Do something extraordinary? Driving a cab.
Cut to season
I'm
4.
talking about what you do.
A genetics professor
No.
researching evolved humans, he becomes embroiled in the dangerous world of abilities when searching for his father's killer.
What I am
Oh.
doing is
Maya.
revenge. Now I can fulfill my duty as a son.
Eventually, he applies his already scientific mind and learns how to artificially create superpowers before dosing himself with super strength.
I was
But
offered
his
you
is no
yours.
upstanding Captain America kind of story. Mohinder's experiments go wildly awry, and a good person falls victim to the dark side.
I'm here to ask you to give us Claire. We need her blood.
Number 7, Noah Bennett.
Yeah.
Claire? Honey, is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Can a girl just visit her dad at work?
Also known as HRG, or the man in horn-rimmed glasses, Noah is a former agent of the company.
Private
You
Tech.
die, Bob? The company dies with you.
Oh, hell it
Bad guy,
does.
depending on whose side you're on, he's also a fierce and loyal protector of his daughter, Claire.
You expect me to work with this animal after
Hell
what he did to
yeah.
my daughter, your granddaughter? He nearly killed her.
She can't die. You really don't understand her, do you?
He's often partnered with Renee the Haitian, another born
Renee!
guy, and the pair are considered to be one of the most dangerous forces on the show.
I gave you specific instructions. Answer to someone whose instructions supersede yours.
But generally, Noah rolls with his own moral code, built almost
Oh, this is
exclusively
also
on the need to
heartbreaking.
keep his Claire Bear
The
safe.
bridge scene.
He's just a super protective parent.
Felt so
only
bad
with
for
enhanced
Claire.
combat skills.
Thanks, Peter. You okay?
Peter ain't
Peter's
here.
not here anymore.
Number 6, Matt Parkman.
Serial killer strikes in the middle of Los Angeles, abducts a little girl.
Yeah, I love Matt in the beginning.
Might as well be in Siberia.
By the end,
Most
it's
people,
like,
the ability to read minds would likely be one of the first superpowers you'd wish for.
Please don't worry.
But while it can be extremely beneficial for police officer Matt Parkman, it can also be quite a curse.
No, it's insane. No. I want to put this whole thing behind me. My wife and I have a baby coming. My family needs me.
Matt struggles with his ability more than most, and it often leads him to overhear thoughts he'd rather...
the son of a bitch is speaking in Japanese. Nah, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Age restricted. No, the cool thing about this, and I think if you are an older viewer of this show when it was out, it may have been more frustrating, but I didn't mind it because I would go to the website religiously. They would have a counterpart to the show every week. It would be chapters of a comic book or a graphic novel. And after the first season came out, they released it in an actual hard copy book, and there was 2 volumes. And I have them somewhere. But yeah, it's cool. Like, you get the episode, but then you get more context going into next week, or a prequel-esque like backstory. Like, oh, that's why X, Y, and Z happened, which is cool.
Son of a bitch is thinking in Japanese.
He's usually the underdog, he's often ironically slow on the uptake, and he looks a little ridiculous when actually engaging with his ability. But despite all of that, we can't help but root for him.
You've been chosen. No, I didn't ask to be chosen for anything. All I want to do is live a normal life.
Number 5, Nikki Sanders.
He's right, Nikki. We should tell them. Stop it.
Though every character on the
Billy.
show has issues to some degree, Nikki
Cupcake.
Sanders really does have her share of problems.
God, who am I gonna screw to get out of this place?
She's an all but single mother having to work as a webcam stripper to earn extra cash. She had an upbringing so rough she can't even remember most of it. And she has a highly ingrained split personality, the other half of which is a violent murderer named Jessica.
This should be fun.
Above all of that,
Who is
though,
not
is
even
a
her
devoted
real
mother, Tamika, the gifted boy who
It's
can
Micah.
manipulate technology. Nikki's heart is definitely in the right place, but her head, maybe not so much.
You need to pull yourself together. You're not real. Oh, I am as real as you are.
Number 4, Claire Bennett.
So what are you?
Meaning what exactly?
Save the cheerleader, save the world. The entire
Those
first
were the
season
words.
of Heroes is largely built on one concept and around one character, Claire Bennett.
Oh my.
As the cheerleader in question, she spent her teenage years learning an amazing truth about herself. She couldn't die, no matter how many attempts she'd make to do so.
I don't feel anything. It didn't hurt, there's no pain.
But that's your power, isn't it?
No. I heal, but I always feel everything.
Strictly speaking, her ability is known as rapid cell regeneration. Either way, she's able to repeatedly throw herself off of bridges, into fires, and into all other manner of dangerous situations, and live.
My name is Claire Bennett, and this is attempt number 7.
And Peter flying in for the save.
Claire proved to be a breakout role for Hayden Panettiere, and an iconic character for the series in general.
This is Claire Bennett. That was attempt number 6.
Number 3, Peter Petrelli.
Oh, he's not number
Listen to
1.
me. You shot my brother. Trap me. Why should I believe the things you say?
This was an absolutely cool concept. If you don't know, season 1 was called Genesis, the beginning. Season 1, volume 1. Season 2, volume 2 was Generations, meaning we got to learn about the heroes' parents and that lineage leading up to the rushed events of season 2 due to the writer's strike of 2008. Season 3, part 3, or volume 3, was called Villains. Cool concept, but the Primatech paper company it's like they were like the police. They would capture people, dangerous people with abilities, and they'd be on level 5. Well, everybody on level 5 got let out. So they were running amok for maybe an episode, and they either killed them off or put them back and never to be heard of again except for like one. And then it went to this, hey, I'm you from the future. This is an issue. And it just kind of fell apart.
Younger brother to Nathan, Peter initially struggles to stand out amongst a string of successful and influential Petrellis.
It's my turn to be somebody now, Nathan!
He has big ideas, but little promise, and he lacks Nathan's ruthless edge.
You're the only person that's gonna understand this.
Why the hell would I understand that you think you can fly?
However, everything changes when Peter discovers his status as an evolved human, and the sibling rivalry starts to intensify.
He's absorbing your ability. Stop.
He's gotta make it stop.
Because Peter has the ability to absorb other people's
Age
powers,
restricted.
his superhuman spectrum is apparently endless, and
the
his
first
significance
fight.
to the world is seemingly
No, the second
unmatched. Not too shabby for a no-hoper, eh?
Peter, stop. It hurts.
Oh my.
Number 2, Siler.
Give me that damn leg so I can sink my teeth in.
Who the hell is number 1? Oh. Duh!
For anyone who's ever watched an episode of the show, Siler is prime nightmare material.
You really are extraordinary. Just like me.
In the first season especially, he's about as ruthless and bloodthirsty as it's possible to be. A serial killer and a serious collector of abilities. Because that's what drives Siler, the need to know how each and every power works.
In a way, you help me. And after I've consumed your power, you'll help me even more.
If you have any form of superpower, then you're likely on his list, and chances are you're gonna have your head cut open and your brain removed.
That sound.
In your heart.
What is it?
What is it?
Murder.
Murder.
Sure, Siler isn't always
Good
outright
stuff.
evil, but that's what he's remembered for.
I'm back.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Show yourself!
Oh, this took everybody by surprise.
How are you doing this? Are you a speedster too?
She was annoying at first, but
No, I'm here.
when she got with another character later on, and she...
I got news. You don't stop it completely, or we're not having this conversation.
Peter, you of all people should know.
Like Samuel. This end fight, pushing rocks, was not good, but I like Sullivan's
All
character.
you've ever wanted is respect.
I like that one.
You're drunk. Thank God your father isn't here to see you.
Or you, for that matter.
You killed your brother, drove Heidi away, drove your kids away. If you'd followed our plan, if you'd done what you were supposed to do, you would be alive now.
Number 1, Hiro Nakamura.
Yatta. Just like Star Trek.
Our winner is more than just a namesake for the show itself.
Yes, Spock.
He's where it all began, and arguably the most important of all evolved humans.
My name is Hiro Nakamura. I'm from the future.
Hiro has the
Yeah,
ability to
message for
bend time and space, and to manipulate the lives of everyone else accordingly.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Often partnered with Ando, his best friend and deputy, Hiro is intent on saving the world and conducting himself like all of his favorite comic book characters. He falls in love, he makes us laugh, and he's undeniably
Oh my
a good
God,
guy.
I just
If we
remembered
could
the
have our
ending
time
to
again,
this.
we'd still place him at the top of this countdown.
誰でも一度は報われるべきなんだ。
Do you agree with our list? Which Heroes characters did we miss?
Hey, Uncle Peter, Dad's making waffles.
For more out of the ordinary top 10s published every day,
It's my
be sure to
favorite scene
subscribe
of the
to
show.
WatchMojo.com.
All right, that was the top 10 Heroes characters from Watch Mojo. Personally, mine, number 1 is Siler, of course. Who's your number 1? Tell us down below in the comments. And while you're down there, there's all the things to click and subscribe and like and all those fun things. And as always, we will catch you next time.